Hello?
Oh, your poor laptop.
I don't care. Broadcast interrupted. I love testing things.
Yeah.
I got a new keyboard. I don't know why. But I did. Hi, Tori. I don't know if it's actually playing any sound. I see it registering what I'm saying. So you gotta assume it is.
Is this on Facebook right now?
Yeah, I can hear the laptop. I got a keyboard. I don't know why.
Yeah, there you go.
I can hear the actual laptop.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi, people. We're building a computer because I've been waiting for this for so long. So fucking long.
So,
What do you need first?
we got some good parts.
Good.
We got they're okay.
Good.
It's this is the Prime Z3930 series motherboard from Asus.
930?
Z390. I can't say words today. Oh, it comes with a nice SLI bridge.
Yeah, I saw
Your jumper switches.
that. Because I am stressed. I have this.
You're stressed.
Yeah.
Got some nice SATA cables.
I got a white SATA cable.
Oh shoot!
I got a white SATA cable, Jeff.
We might use that.
We're gonna use that. I want this bitch looking pretty.
Oh,
What?
fan holder.
Oh.
Because why not?
Because fuck it, might as well.
So the reason why we're live streaming this is because Jeff didn't get the right camera for the job.
Whoops.
So we're going to be live streaming this, and you're going to get to see. Ooh.
Hmm?
20% off your purchase.
Fuck! This is a cable, not cable. I bought on Amazon though, so like I'm not too worried about that.
Oh goodness gracious!
Random Best Buy receipt. Are you anything that I need? No. There we go.
We're live streaming this. There's going to probably be a lot of problems.
I don't care.
This is the first time I've built a computer in a while. We had a beta attempt at this earlier with David's laptop or David's computer.
Oh,
it went
went so
okay.
poorly. Why is there no sound? Isn't there sound?
I mean, it says it's got sound. Can you not hear us?
No, Tori couldn't hear for a bit.
Oh. Can they hear us now?
Yeah, I just heard myself. Alright. So we're just gonna go over the basics because hopefully some of our people that actually watch our shit are getting new computer parts for Christmas. And we want to show you the opposite of what The Verge shows you and actually how to build it decently. Not saying perfectly, but decently. That's an adapter. I don't need that.
Yeah.
Just a video adapter.
I'm just looking at all your parts.
White. SATA cable. All my gigabits of RAM.
We got some nice Corsair RGB RAM.
I got Corsair everything.
This is 2x16, 3200 megahertz. So 32 gigs total, DDR4. And we got two of them, so that means there's going to be 64 gigs in this system. It's going to be so much power. Speaking of power, nice segue. Power supply.
Sigoo.
Sigoo.
Again, everything is white because white is right. I said it.
Mega Pro. Oh man, you got the Corsair motherboard too. Look at you.
What?
You got the Corsair motherboard too.
Keyboard? You keep saying motherboard.
Keyboard, yes, sorry.
Well, yeah, I want it to be IQ compatible.
Discrete graphics required.
Hey, look, it says it. Unlike
On
David's.
the box, it says discrete graphics. That's blurry. Discrete graphics required.
And to think, this is supposed to be a pro webcam.
What does that mean? You need a graphics card with this.
I have one. It's over here. 2080 Super from EGA, and it's about to fall the box, but I don't care because the graphics card's in my hand, so I don't really care.
Do you know what I just realized is that
Huh.
this doesn't come with a stock cooler,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have to put on
That,
fancy
yeah, I know. I realize that.
before we throw it in the case.
Yeah.
Or do you want to just throw it in the case like complete and hope it
Yeah.
works?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go against conventional.
Technically, you're supposed to build it on the motherboard box. I mean, we can put it on there, then take it right back off. Unless you don't want to go through that trouble.
There was a lot of trouble last time.
Look, also David was involved, so like that kind of explains a lot.
Like, I'm happy to install your processor and stuff here
All right.
right now.
Okay, let's do that.
All right, so first off,
Get all this
I
shit.
need ground. Something
I have that ground cable, but it can't really connect to anything. Well, yeah, I mean, but like actual ground.
Yeah, where are you gonna connect it to? Sure, that works.
All right, that's the closest we're getting. All right. I can plug it into that plug, but dude.
I mean, you could.
Oh, that just scares the shit out of me every time.
There's the shit out of it. So first off, when you're building a computer, static electricity is the
Enemy.
enemy for building anything. That's why everything is this nice anti-static, wrapping. So just basically take care. Actually, if you look at the chair over here,
Okay.
because I can just use that. I'll be happy. So always try to discharge any static electricity before you start working on anything.
Normally, you would touch the inside of your case if you were working on your case.
We're going to put the motherboard on the actual cardboard box. Kind of helps. We have a nice anti-static mat laid down right here, but you also want to have this on a surface that's just not conducive to any static electricity. Cardboard. Let's look at this. Gonna take that out.
I like how last time we did this, we did like so many establishing shots of like all the parts and shit. Now we're just like, I got the 9900K because it was offered. Because I work for a retailer, they give me deals on things.
Here's really what happened. Todd wasn't planning on building a computer,
I really love it.
and then all of a sudden Intel was like, "Hey, we have some fantastic deals that you can't pass up."
I really can't though.
So
Could you deny it?
here you are. You got the Z390 series motherboard from Asus. It's in pretty white. Pro tip: CPU tray right there that protects the CPU.
Keep it.
Keep it. If you have to RMA that board, they don't want that.
Sorry, RMA means warranty exchange, if you don't already know.
So this is the heart of the computer, the brain. You got the CPU. This is the Core i9 9900KF. What does the F stand for again?
No integrated graphics.
Ah, no integrated graphics. Okay.
The K means unlocked.
So there you go.
Hi, Mother. Let's see you.
So on the motherboard, I've actually got some feel here.
What?
The triangle.
The what?
The
The triangle?
Oh, there it is.
It's on the retainer.
It's on the retainer. Triangle is very important. Triangle will basically tell you the position you should be placing your CPU. I don't know how closely you can actually see here. On the actual processor itself, the top right-hand corner of this graphic, you can kind of see kind of a copper-esque arrow. That basically says, hey, you need to point your processor in this orientation for it to work. In this particular case, on the retainer clip, it actually has the same triangle. So as long as you place it in that same spot, you should be good to go. And flip that down. This is the part I always hate. Is that
where you bend all the pins?
where you bend on the pins, because it's very stressful because you're putting down a lot of pressure, and you're not quite sure
how much is too much.
How much is too much?
Yeah.
So there's always a little bit of a gamble here. Oh, you got one of those.
What?
Memory only does for one side.
Oh, yeah.
So generally, the next part we'd like to do is the memory installation. The memory installation is fairly straightforward. Just know that you don't generally install the RAM right next to each other. Now, the benefit of this is that we're installing 4 sticks today.
And they're all the same.
And they're all the same. Whenever you're installing memory, you want to make sure you do like pairs as much as possible. Trying to mix and match does not give you good performance. So always try to stick, if you can, buy all the memory that you can at the same time.
Which is what I did. I maxed out this motherboard.
Yeah, it just basically means that you're getting the best performance possible. Now, the only other thing is we do have to double check within the BIOS once we load this up to make sure that we're getting the correct speed. We're running at 3200 megahertz speed on this. So when we load into the BIOS, we'll actually make sure if that's the actual case. Looking at this memory, you have basically a little divider here in the middle. You always want to try to do a dry fit before you put this in here. What I mean by that is just very gently place it down within the board. Don't press yet. You don't want to damage the components. So I always try to do a dry fit placement beforehand just to make sure that everything looks kosher. So we place this here, place that there, and everything looks good. And then when it does, push down, nice, firm click is what you'll hear, and you're good to go.
I know none of you are asking, but the reason why I'm not doing it myself, I have very shaky hands, and I just don't trust myself with all this equipment.
So he's trusting me with his baby today,
Yeah.
which I know is very stressful for him.
Very. Can't wait for all that to be RGB and light up my entire fucking house. Also suggest keep all your boxes for a while.
Yeah,
It depends on where you bought them. If you bought them on Amazon, you should definitely keep your boxes. If you bought it in a brick and mortar, they'll be a little bit more lenient. I bought a lot of my stuff at Best Buy, and Best Buy's a little bit better about it.
the other thing you also want to make sure is that you want to look at your return periods, especially if you're buying parts kind of sporadically.
That's what I had to do with that. I had to return that and rebuy it.
Just to make sure.
Just to make sure that the processor came in around.
Yeah, because basically what happens with the parts is that you have a very limited period sometimes, especially at like Micro Center, for instance, it's only 14 days. So if any one of your components has failed during the manufacturing process, you want to make sure that you have an opportunity to be able to return it. So just make sure that's all kind of taken care of. So now we've installed the memory and the CPU. We can do the power supply now if you want, or we can basically just screw it in the case and then start.
Let's do it in the case.
Yeah.
Alright. We're doing things a bit out of order just because we're trying to get this done in a reasonable amount of time to show y'all.
So like common practice is that you would actually
Fully connect everything.
fully connect everything, power it up, have a stock cooler on there of some sort to cool the thing down, wire up all your power, and then plug it into a computer, monitor, and keyboard, and then see if it posts. If it posts, then you know all your hardware is sound. We're doing this a little bit out of order just simply because the last time we did this, it took well over 4 to 5 hours. And while I don't mind doing that, I'd also like this stream to be kind of relatively easy for people to jump into.
I blame David.
Yeah, David caused a lot of problems.
He didn't research. Fucking research.
I wouldn't say he caused problems.
No, he just didn't research.
Right. So what I mean by that is that David was actually doing a Ryzen build. So
sorry.
It was the first time that we've ever done a Ryzen build as a unit before, and unfortunately, it wasn't clearly indicated that you needed a dedicated graphics card for it. The funniest part about it is that the motherboard actually has dedicated outputs for video, all that good jazz. So when we're, got everything plugged up and we're ready to go, it's just not booting, and we couldn't figure out why until he plugged in his 1060 graphics card in the motherboard. So Todd has elected to go with the Corsair Carbide 275R.
There's a
really
reason.
nice case.
There's a reason. Because it's white.
It's white.
And it was the only one I could find reasonably priced and decent speed. Ooh.
So there's a lot of glass on this case. I'm glad you got the XL gloves because
Hey man,
my hands are
if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Wait. I don't think that's how that works.
We're using nitrile gloves for this project. These are really great gloves. Basically,
Like $20 on Amazon.
$20. Really great working surface. Very grippy, so you don't have to worry about slipping through.
You know the one thing I don't have that would be really nice? A magnetizer.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I feel like I owned one at one point. But no, I don't.
So the reason why we're using gloves is not just because this is like a sterile environment.
Cosmetics.
It's cosmetics, man. So basically, this is a really glass-heavy case. Ooh, that would have been bad.
My phone. My phone.
Safety first. That's tempered glass, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh man. This is the thing that fell apart on my current one.
Same shitty.
Same shitty mesh. Wonder if you can order more of those.
I'm sure you could. This was free. Oh, that's
Yeah, they're finger screws. What's this? Oh, that's for the fan. That's right.
Do you have like a cup or something that we can throw screws in?
Yeah. Okay. Like a screw container cup.
Yeah.
I really want to get one of those project mats.
Like the Gamer Nexus ones?
No,
Yeah,
the ones from
saying.
iFixit with like the grid, so you know where each screw goes.
Those things are like
I use one of those at work.
$2 or $30.
Yeah, something like that.
Kind of common sense screw cup. You just want to keep all your stuff in one spot.
Or buy a metal tray. from
We're
Ace
buying a metal
Hardware.
tray. Oh, you know what? We wouldn't even matter because it's still got the.
Yeah. But might as well.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll my bed because that's probably the.
Oh, look at your new frame.
I know. I'm no longer a broke bitch with a broken frame.
So,
Hi, Jason.
uh,
We're building my new baby, Jason.
I'm actually gonna take this off at the same time. I think.
You want to take the fans that are in here off too?
Yeah, because those are RGB fans, aren't they?
Those are not RGB.
Okay.
RGB is very important. For those people that don't know what the hell RGB is, get out of our stream. RGB is lights. So you see how this is all lit up?
Unicorn.
Yeah, it's
Parts.
unicorn parts. If you have the color as blue, your computer runs cooler. If you have the color as red, your computer runs faster.
Wow.
And if you have it green, you save more power. I read that.
Facts.
I read that online somewhere.
Facts. Alright, so
I mean, we'll probably keep this one on the back. That's a non-RGB.
you sure?
How many do I have? How many fans do I have? Only 3?
You have 3 color. But just keep in mind that these two
Are the rad.
Right.
And then how many goes on the front?
There's 3 that you can put on front.
So
So the 3
one.
occupy
Yeah.
Okay.
RGB
So we'll
and
just
then leave that
on
one as
there.
the output.
Okay.
Or the, it's only you. So I was thinking, breaks off.
Find out, read the manual.
I have command strips. That would be how we put the Commander Pro on here.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. Because
Actually, there might be a slot for it in this case.
I think so. Or I could put it in the hard drive bay at the bottom. Because I don't have any 3.5 drives, obviously. I have 2.5 drives. What should I should go ahead and unpack this, I assume, so we can mount it.
Oh, do you have that stupid ass? No, you don't. Ha! David, I was right. Fucker. David's stupid ass case had some sort of weird mounting system.
They were both Corsair, weren't they?
Yeah, but no. His things have like a thing that goes,
Oh.
and then you mount it to that, and then you go, and it goes, and it's like stuck. But
Instead
this,
of just like putting it on there
this
and
is
screwing it in.
this is literally you just put it in there and you screw it in. So.
All right. For the ladies and gentlemen, this is the H100i RGB Platinum SE. I'm pretty sure the SE stands for Special Edition. Again, bought it because it's white and it has RGB. I don't know why I decided to get a white build. Did I ever explain my reasoning?
You have never explained your reason.
Okay, well I don't know my reasoning, so
I think you just wanted something that was not
not the same as everybody else.
White builds are kind of rare
Because they get dirty.
They get real dirty.
How do you open this box? There it is. Warranty guide. I should probably keep that, right? Yeah. Oh, Jeff. RGB finance. I don't have any RGB on my current build, except for the old H100i that's on there has a LED, and then the graphics card has the word gigabyte in big old LED colors. But that's it.
Installing the PCU.
Alright, there's your loop.
I gotta remove this first.
I'm just bringing it onto this side.
Oh my god, and this is white too.
Yeah. Everything I bought is white. White is right. I'm so sorry, Clay. I love you. I assume this is the fan header control.
Uh-huh.
We don't need the big bracket, right? That's for another chipset.
Yes, that's correct. It should have yeah. It should have Intel installed by default.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. Alright. So aggressive.
Look, that's the way you get.
I know. What buttons do I even? Oh, I got a headphone. Well, I'm never gonna use that headphone jack.
So you got two USB 3s.
Yeah, my current one. Well,
Look.
I'm actually losing USBs.
Look,
But
case manufacturers, hear us out. USB-C.
there's USB-C on the board though, isn't there?
No. Just USB-C
Why not?
right here for charging phones.
I'm losing two USBs.
Well, this isn't the same size case.
I know that's a full size. I wanted a full size. I couldn't find a full size
Why
white tower.
in a fucking mid tower case?
Yeah.
I hate you. I just realized this.
Bro, you didn't.
This
see
is a
that.
mid tower case, and Jeff has big hands.
But they're steady.
I'm waiting for Michael to tap in and say, "Bitches, I had to install a micro ITX case," to which I say, "You decided to do that."
You decided.
That wasn't my thing.
Thanks, Travis. Miss you too. So, don't need any brackets. If you are on any of the other streaming services, I'm sorry I'm ignoring you. I only have my cell phone and I can't see all the chats. Sorry. And again, you probably don't want to see this shenanigans anyway, so it'll probably just upset you. Why would it upset you? I don't know.
Why are you so sure?
I'm just sad.
Why are you sad?
I don't know.
I'm very confused.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long week, though.
I think I sent you all the way to Micro Center for these, even though you were already going there.
I was already there. Let's go and install those first.
Huh? These?
Yeah, install those first.
Okay.
Oh, look. More white.
It's right.
So these fans, very special fans. The reason why is they connect into a special hub.
Do you have that?
They hook into what's known as the Commander Pro. The Commander Pro is basically what controls all of the lighting and fan speeds for this system, with the exception of
The board.
the back fan.
Oh,
It's not going to be plugged into the back fan.
Who
The
cares?
motherboard will control all that jazz.
Who cares?
So traditionally you only have one fan header. This one actually is two. It's going to have RGB for one side and then your regular fan controller on the other. When you're installing fans, very important something to note is the direction your fans are going. So on the side you actually will see that there are arrows that point the direction of the fan's blow direction essentially. So in this situation, we are installing this on the front of the case, so we actually want to bring cool air in. So we're actually going to install it in this direction, so it actually will blow cold air into the system. It's an intake fan, essentially. On the very back is your exhaust fan. This will actually be pushing air out. And then on the very top, we'll be installing fans that will push the air out that way as well. This kind of allows for cool air in, and then heat to be thrown out of the system. There's different configurations. You can argue
Some people,
all fucking day long, really.
some people like it neutral, where it basically just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, push-pull system, pull-push system, static system. I don't know.
Vacuums, I think they're called.
There's just all sorts of fucking clunky ways of doing it.
I don't know what's in here.
To which I say, do whatever.
Is this the mini commander thing?
Where did that come in?
This came with the fans.
Oh yeah, that's probably
The stuff that we're not going to be using.
probably not.
Oh yeah, here's the smaller commander.
Okay. Where did
You did build an all pink one. I forgot all that, Jason. Sounds like, where did you get that case that was pink? That's my real question for you.
Oh, there's pink cases.
Was it some Roswell shit, or Rosewell, or whatever that brand is?
Oh,
What's Newegg's brand? It's Rosewell, right?
Roseville, yeah.
Roosevelt. I don't know. I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite RGB connector on the Citadel. That's a bluff effect joke, you guys.
You know what's funny is that Todd will probably not be playing Mass Effect.
Fuck yeah, Will. What's wrong with you?
You're gonna be playing Star Wars Tomb Raider edition.
Yeah, David really needs to not call it that, because it's probably confusing for people that are like joining the stream and
So-
they find it halfway through and it's a different game.
So David, just for reference, has been playing Jedi Fallen Order since it came out.
I'm playing it tonight. Hot mess.
Todd's gonna be, well, hopefully this tonight.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Everything goes well.
Rosewell. Amazon. Yeah.
The best part about this is that we're using proper screwdrivers for this. Now, what I mean by that is that in the Verge video, first off, if you haven't seen the Verge video,
It's no longer available.
It's no longer
From the
available.
Verge. From the Verge.
from the Verge. However, there are many good
Compilations of it.
compilations,
Especially with
reactions.
commentary.
Yeah, and basically, I strongly recommend you watch that to see kind of what we're talking about. Just because
So cringy.
it's a little cringy, man. Instead of using, you know, oh, actually, where are the case screws?
Is that it? No.
No,
That came with the
give me,
red.
give me those.
What screws?
The fan screws.
Oh, fan screws.
I reused the fan screws from the other one, so thank you. Instead of using a proper screwdriver, he used a Swiss Army knife that had a screwdriver attachment on it.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I use my knife that has a.
You wouldn't use that as a...
To build a computer? Fuck no.
No.
To take a hard drive out of that computer, sure.
Yeah, if you...
What the hell? Oh, these are all the case screws.
Yeah, for the motherboard.
That didn't come with the motherboard, it came with the case. It was in the hard drive bay.
Well, no, I'm saying...
Oh, for risers. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have motherboard screws in there.
Huh?
I should have motherboard screws in there.
Yeah, probably.
One would assume. So, this is going to be probably really funny to people that know me as soon as I say this. Cable management.
Here we go.
Very important. I suck at cable management. We have a couple in our group that are very good at cable management. Michael's really great at it. I really generally don't care about cable management. However, I will endeavor to do my best on this particular build.
Oh, it comes with 3D strips. Huh. I mean,
This is just not.
what?
I'm not jazzed about this. The way I mount these. It's
Oh.
very kind of.
Loose?
It's not that. It's kind of weak.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very bad.
Corsair.
Corsair quality.
This is a live review of your case.
Everything else so far we're good with.
Yeah, everything else so far. Power supply.
Oh, no.
Down
No,
floor.
it's on the floor. You know, that's probably an important piece to this bill.
You don't say.
I have unconfirmed reports that a power supply is pretty necessary.
Unconfirmed, you say?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh! Box started tearing.
What happened?
The box started tearing whenever I was picking it up by one of the flaps.
That's unfortunate.
You just clump it on the back and force it closed. No! I mean, yes, but no. I'd rather not, Jason.
Did I not go high enough? I don't think I did.
Well, they're sliding, so just loosen it.
Yeah. Thankfully.
Yeah, right?
I'd be rather pissed off if I ever.
Undo it completely. Oh, Kevin's shit in the way. Yeah, that feels super flimsy.
Yeah, so I'm not jazzed about it, man. Just bump it up to the top. Oh, see. It just went behind the fucking metal. Are you serious?
Corsair. It's a bad Corsair.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
Huh. Oh well.
Oh man, how the fuck? You almost need to.
Like not even screw them all the way. No, I mean, I'm not worried about this one.
Yeah, but still, it should just. It's annoying.
Here at Corsair, we're sorry. We're sorry. You got it all the way up?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you can see it trying to do that there too. Where's that screw?
That's right here.
Oh, I was like, oh no.
No, no.
Been there, done that.
So, fan solution? Not great.
I still think that's probably the case.
The case, yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
oh wait.
The fans. I mean, I can't knock the fans. I mean, I could knock the fans, but I haven't seen the fans yet.
Kevin Nelson, come pick up your shit. Does it
I
matter?
was actually thinking about just dropping it off on the porchless.
Sure, do that.
Oh, it's so much better.
Don't you know?
Don't you know? I'll tell you what, I'll hold it to you.
Guess what? It
Screw
doesn't.
it. It's very difficult to open things with gloves.
Because it's so grippy. It's the opposite problem as normal.
Yeah, it's. Do, 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 do. The best part is that with this Commander Pro, you're going to be able to sync up his water pump. RGB, man.
It's so hard to screw in. Oh, I'm not able to get enough torque on it. Oh, yeah. That's actually not there.
Much better.
Right?
I learned that lesson the last time I was trying to use my iFixit thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fuck, this is difficult. But as soon as I used a motor screwdriver, I was like, yes.
That's not fully seated in there.
Okay. Huh.
I'm just trying to push it away. My hand's already cramping. Probably my muscles. Try that side first. There.
Sorry.
I don't care.
You're never gonna see it.
Knew that was coming.
I mean,
Damn. I got pretty mangled. Man's trying to force me away. I don't care. Vibration's not a problem.
good enough for government work.
Alright.
Okay. Dust filter. They're important to clean out every once in a while. If you don't clean it out,
Computer gets gross.
ooh, it's magnet. That's nice. I gotta admit,
So is my current one.
that's pretty nice. Alright. So we're gonna make sure.
I assume that's all front IO stuff.
This is just.
No, I mean. Oh. Should we install the Commander Pro?
May as well. Right there. I actually wanted to do seven series.
So many RGB headers. I wonder what is that to plug in like where it says temp?
I don't know. What does it say?
That's what I'm trying to find out. Thermal sensors.
Oh.
I guess it's so I can control the pump and shit. Shit and pump.
Shaker's clogged.
Shaker's clogged.
That is my wife's favorite meme.
It's not even a meme.
It is. It's a picture
Is
of
it?
this girl. She looks like she had shit on her face and says Shaker's clogged.
Oh, I thought that was a scruffy thing. From Futurama?
Yeah, but what happens when you start using catchphrases? Put them on pictures.
Sure. That's true. You get meme-ified.
So grab it.
You're stealing it back from me.
Yeah, I'm tucking it.
You gotta do the tuck,
Gotta do the tuck.
like Jason Mewes. Because glass case, Kevin. Glass case.
Okay, that'll be good.
Should I plug them in?
Sure.
What's that one?
That's RGB.
This?
No, that's for the regular fan.
Power back fan?
Mm-hmm. No, not the back fan. You have 3 separate fan headers to plug into your motherboard.
Mm-hmm.
So check those. Right now. To keep them away.
Okay. Yeah, it would make sense to put it right here.
Yeah.
As long as these cables can come down and around and get to it.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Hands are so sweaty. You want to take the gloves off, you can't. We're not even working on the glass part right now, so I'm not worried about it.
Okay.
Sweaty hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, it's not pleasant. You want to do the AIO, I assume?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where's your strong bracelet and multi-tool? Shut up.
Those strong bracelet, huh?
I don't have any of those. Sorry. Can't help me. Here. Here's one of your AIO fans. I wonder which one goes to the RGB hub. Yeah.
I don't know, you told me.
Couldn't say, Jeff. Couldn't say. Do you want to put in the risers before you start working on top of the case?
Yeah. Actually, I kind of want to put a motherboard in.
Okay.
Because once we do that, then we'll just
Mount
mount that and actually put it on the block.
You want to lay down the unit? Okay.
There's no glass, right?
No glass. Oh, they already have standoffs.
Yeah, we don't need to put the rope. Oh, you thought we had to install?
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
I
Usually
didn't.
it'll.
Come with them. You can just place.
Yeah, you just place.
Don't forget your IO shield, Jeff. That's what Linus always tells me. And he seems like a smart guy. Huh.
Also,
I know, Jason, it does kind of bother me that the back fan isn't white, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. I mean, worst case scenario, I could take this one out because nobody's gonna see it down there. But shh.
yeah, make sure there's no.
Jeffrey, IO shield.
Make sure there's no plastic that's still remaining.
Do you want to install the SSD real quick on it?
I'll do it after it's.
Okay. The M2 one.
Yeah, I'll do that after.
Okay.
It's fine.
Jeff, I have more unconfirmed reports. But these are sometimes sharp.
Oh, really?
That Linus guy. Ow! I actually got myself. The corner of it. I'm trying to. Why does this thing have a PS2 slot? Tell me that, Jeff.
He says loves that kind of shit for some
Why is it
reason.
not seating? Well, there.
This is the part I always hate.
The IO shield?
Actually, right there.
It's supposed to like click in or just no? Sit on there.
It's supposed to sit on there.
Okay. Well, there you
If you want to go ahead and.
Sorry you can't see anything.
Wow.
What?
IO shields. What that is right. Hey, Todd, actually, push the IO shield all the way in. Push the IO shield all the way into the case. Do it from the outside.
I mean,
No, take it out.
oh, take it out. Oh, like that? Okay.
In there, you little. Because now.
Your samples actually match. It's a little bit shifted.
Keep going.
No, look at like PS2. Does that matter? Caught my finger again. How's it attached though?
It doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Still okay. Here, I'll do it on those.
Okay. You have the board. You have the board. User guide thing.
Oh, it's behind me. So actually, it's supposed to install like.
Huh?
Actually, it's supposed to install like this. Ah, there we go. There we go.
No.
Okay. Alright, so you're gonna see technical difficulties from us all night, so don't be surprised. We are semi-professional.
No. I am far from professional. I don't do computer builds. Or this very easy. That looks much better.
Yeah. Okay. And we should have gotten motherboard screws.
They were in the board box. They no longer are.
Was this? This is for the
That came with a rack.
that's the rack, yeah.
Let me just look for M.2 screws. That's not it.
It is.
Is it? No.
Yeah,
That came in the box for the case. With the case.
Yeah, they come
Is that motherboard screw?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's the M.2 screw?
The M.2 screw will come with, I believe, the M.2.
And I know there's a bag with little screws in the motherboard box.
Because here, this is. Accessory kit contents, fan screws, motherboard HDD screws, SSD screws, motherboard standoffs, cable ties, long fan screws.
Just the SSD.
Oh, that's fine. It might actually be
Under that IO shield.
It might have been under the IO shield. Yeah. So typically when you're installing your motherboard, you'll have kind of these button cap screws. They're very short. On the motherboard itself, you'll see usually points that kind of have, I don't know, what's the best way to explain that? It's like a, yeah, I don't know if you can see that very well, but basically there's a screw hole that kind of has serrated edges. That's usually where your standoffs, your screws themselves will be installed. So poke that in there. Basically it's kind of like playing Where's Waldo as far as where they all are at. But if you have one of these that are empty, you shouldn't. These basically secure the motherboard directly to the case. Prevents everything from shorting out.
Also vibration, right?
Also vibration. This is where these types of screwdrivers come in handy. This actually is a semi-magnetized tip that's actually safe for this kind of work. I know magnetized and stuff like this doesn't usually go together, but trust me, you want something that'll have a little bit of grip as you're going down into the motherboard, otherwise it'll just fall right off and then you'll lose the screw. And when that happens, it's not fun. And that one, oh, that one's already got a standoff below it. See, these are the ones that are fucking pain in the ass. The ones right in the corner. Oh my god. Open the hole. Jesus Christ. See, well, that's why I love this fucking screwdriver, because it's magnetized. See if there's not already a shiny running there. No, there's a hole. How's that? You just gotta tackle it with gusto.
Gusto.
Mm-hmm. Go straight in and don't ever look back.
You don't have a ratchet screwdriver like Linus.
No, I do not. Okay, so there's one around the corner there. Okay, so this becomes a little bit like Where's Waldo.
Is that gonna have enough clearance for the Brad?
We shall see. See, I didn't go with gusto on that one, Todd.
Gotta go with Gusto, Jeff.
And then we do a spot check just to make sure we're not missing anything kind of critical. And there's and it looks pretty damn good to me. So let's go ahead and mount the radiator block. So with all-in-one cooler, you will have at the very bottom of this some pre-applied thermal paste. This is more than adequate for most people. You can leave it on there if you want. Generally, we choose not to. Now, generally what you want to do before you actually pop this into your system is install your fans. Once your fans are in place, then it's a lot easier to actually do it. The radiator kit comes with a giant bag of screws. Within those screws you will have long screws. The long screws are for the fans. They basically allow you to go in from the bottom, make sure your fans have enough tightness. There we go. In order to go all the way through. Again, this is where you want to double check your arrows. We're going to be pointing up for this, so our fans will actually be placed along our radiator as such. Okay. This is also where you kind of want to think about your placement of your cabling. Typically, I like to install it so the cables fall in the back. Allows you to stretch them out. That's kind of the fun part we got going on now. Typically with these, because they are so long, I like to kind of do a dry fit with them first before I actually screw them in. That way, once I actually start screwing, they're already gonna kind of be in the hole. It's a lot easier, trust me. So now that I've got those in the hole, it's a lot easier just to start screwing. You'll notice these actually do require a little bit more force. They're longer screws, so the what word is
Torque.
Torque?
Torque required.
The torque required is higher. Oh, see? There's almost one screw.
Also keep in mind, if you do this wrong, you pierce the radiator and it's ruined.
Yeah, it's not ruined, just not.
I mean,
It's pretty not great.
Yeah, not great's an understatement there, yeah.
Yeah, so for those who don't understand what an all-in-one cooler is, you've probably heard of water cooling, in which you have a radiator that holds, or basically a radiator grill in which fluid is passed through. You have fans underneath that radiator grill, and then it cools the radiator grill, allowing it to basically remove all the excess heat that passed through the fins. Those systems, which are both, I guess you call it an open loop system at that point, aren't you?
This is a closed loop system.
This is a closed loop. But
Open loop is custom loop.
Yeah, custom loop. So basically you have...
Where you fill a radiator.
Right. You basically have a reservoir that you fill liquid in there, and it gets... there's a pump that then takes the liquid, passes it all through the system, through your loop, passes through basically the radiator grill just like that.
It gives more surface area so it can dissipate heat faster.
What's wrong?
Just looking at clearance. Don't think it's...
Look, I was able to put this in my tiny system,
It's true.
so it wasn't great.
My RGBs.
RGBs. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess we're gonna find out. This is... Sorry to call you out like this.
Yeah,
This is why I do not like working with these types of cases.
There wasn't many choices, I hate to tell
I
you,
know.
that fit this motif.
I'm all about more room is better.
Yeah, I mean, I have that giant black case.
Now, there's both pros and cons with that, right? If you have a giant case with basically
Lots of empty space.
lots of empty space, you're really hurting yourself.
You're cooling.
You're just cooling kind of just. It takes a lot more to cool dead space, essentially. So, in essence, by having a case of this size, you're actually being quite efficient with your cooling. Being that this case will have 3 intake fans on the front and essentially 3 exhaust fans when you take into consideration that the radiator fans are going to be pushing cooler out. Now, you can't really consider these to be true exhaust fans, just because it's got a lot of resistance essentially that it has to go through before it can start cooling things. Okay. So now that we've got our, well, we got more screw. I lied. My bad. I was jumping ahead. Although I will finish my thought. Now that we almost have this last screw in, we're going to do basically a dry fit before we screw in the top. This is going to be the real test of whether or not we have enough clearance.
And if this build is going to work.
And if this build truly is going to work.
Okay.
So at this point, take all your damn cables.
Nope. Hits the ring. Bring it forward. No, it's not going to change anything.
No, it's not.
Cool.
In fact, so what we could do is the opposite.
What?
It's not going to be great.
What do you mean?
You can mount the fans on the outside, but it's going to push while you're. So,